What's up, VCG family? I'm here to talk about the Milwaukee M12 ToughShell. Ain't this the ToughShell? Yeah. Yeah. Well, the heated jacket. It actually works pretty good. In fact, the other day I was in the car. I had forgot to turn the heat off, and I started sweating. Couldn't figure out why, and then I looked down and saw the light on, and then I had to turn the light off. Not turn the light off, but turn it off because it got too warm. But basically, it was well worth the money that I paid for it. In the cold, it hasn't really been that cold, but the last few days it's been below freezing. And every time I go outside, I usually turn the heat on, and it keeps me from being chilling to the bone, so to speak. It keeps the bite off so that I'm not freezing when I'm standing outside. I usually can run it on low, and I don't think since I've had it that I've recharged the battery, but I haven't, because I usually use it on low. The highest I've ever had to use it on so far was medium, and the battery did not run out of charge. But I don't have it on for like a solid 8 hours, but in an 8-hour day, from the times I've had it on, the battery did not run out of the charge. So the battery life seems to be pretty good, and it does actually keep me warm. I can keep, even on low heat, it keeps me from standing there shivering. And I use it mostly for when I have to stand outside or we're working outside. With the heat off, it actually works pretty good, because a lot of times with the weather the way it's been so far this year, I really haven't had to put the heat on. The other thing I like about it, it's a lot of work jackets, actually a lot of heavy coats. You don't, moving your arms around is kind of constricting, because in the summertime, in the wintertime, a lot of times I'll end up putting on a hoodie, a couple of hoodies instead of wearing a coat, because my arms are not, are restricted because of the coat and the heaviness of the coat. Well, this coat is heavy, but I can move freely. There is one thing I don't like about it. It does actually have a phone pocket, but my phone is not that big. If you have a bigger phone than this, you're gonna have a problem getting your phone in the pocket, because as you see, my phone just fits, and I have to pull the zipper around to get it up in there. I don't ever have to worry about it getting dusty or dirty. I don't want to get paint on it whenever I'm painting. If we've had a couple of outside painting jobs, I put something else on. But whenever, as far as dirt, I've put it in the washing machine. I've washed it 2 or 3 times since I've had it. As long as you zip up the pockets, you don't have to worry about the electronics getting messed up or anything like that. It works. It works fine. It takes the washing, and when it comes out the wash machine and out the dryer, it looks brand new. I've also, the ToughShell, I guess that's because it's supposed to be able to not rip and tear, which I can pretty much attest to that, because I've dragged across stuff by accident since I've had it, and with other jackets I've had that ripped over the years, and this one didn't actually rip. I've not tried to put a knife through it or anything like that, but stuff that has ripped other jackets of mine, it didn't rip this jacket. So I was pretty satisfied with that, pretty happy about that. It comes with the battery pocket is here in the back. This comes with the little 2 amp hour battery. 12 volt.
Does that ever affect you when you're trying to sit down or anything?
No, not really. It kind of, sometimes you feel it, but then you just wiggle and adjust it, and it doesn't make my back hurt because I have to sit a certain way. It's just like having something in your back pocket. only it's your jacket pocket, and it really, because it's almost on your side, so you can adjust it. And actually, the pocket zips open really wide, but there's actually another little pocket inside so that you actually fit it down inside that pocket, so it kind of stays stationary. So it really doesn't bother. Every once in a while I'll feel it and know it's there, but other than that, it's really no different than wearing another big coat. Vinny said something about people complaining about the light or asking about the light up here. I've only had one person ask me about the light being on. I was and actually that happened to be today. I was in some convenience store getting something to drink, and a lady, she said, "Do you know your jacket's lit up?" I said, "Yeah, it's a heated jacket." And she said, "Oh, that's cool." And that was it. The light, actually, it doesn't light that bright, but you can tell it's on. And the only thing somebody ever asked me was, "Do you know your jacket is lit up?" And that might be because it's Christmas time. Maybe she thought it was a Christmas jacket. I don't know. Oh, and then it also, it heats up the chest and the back. It doesn't heat up the arms, but once my chest and my back is warm enough, my arms, I guess the heat flows out. So yeah, I really don't have a problem, but it also has the one side is hand warming, so I can put my hands in my pocket, and I've actually used that. I don't have that on right now. I have the other heat on right now on low, but it actually has the hand warming, so it can actually warm up your pockets. And I've used that before just to keep my gloves warm when I have to take my hands off, and then take my gloves off to do something outside. I put my gloves in my pockets to keep them warm, and then after I put my hands in my pocket to warm them up a little bit, and then put my gloves back on. That's when I have to take my gloves off. So that's pretty nice too. All in all, I'm pretty satisfied with the jacket, and it was worth the money I spent. I waited. It's been out for a couple of years. I waited 2 years to buy this jacket. Every year I kept saying, I'm gonna buy one of those, I'm gonna buy one of those, and I'm gonna wait for the price to come down. The price never came down. So I said, I'm not letting another winter go by without buying that heated jacket, and I'm glad I did. It's worth the money. And if you think about it, because I actually have an extra battery and an extra charger, because I had bought one for charging my phone when I'm on sites or whenever I'm out and working and I need my phone is going bad. So that actually cost me $100. So the jacket being the whole kit being $200, I really only paid $100 for the jacket. So it really wasn't any more expensive than a regular good heavy duty work jacket. So, and the other thing you pay for is the battery and the charger. So when you look at it, I thought it was a pretty good deal. The price, when I thought about it, it wasn't as bad as my mind told me. $200 for a work jacket, that's going to get it messed up. But it worked out pretty good, and I'm glad I got it because it has come in handy already this year.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
How long have you had it so far?
I've had it since the end of October, because when I ordered it when I got off vacation, and I had them deliver it, so the end of October. And so about a month and a half, month and a couple of weeks. But the weather we've been having I wasn't expecting it to be this cold yet, but it has kind of put it to the test.
I'll say.
Yeah.
So you definitely recommend it?
Oh yeah, I would definitely recommend it to anybody, especially if you work outside. I don't work outside all the time, but we do work outside enough in the wintertime that, like I said, for the last couple of years, I kept saying I was going to get one. The price never came down, and I wasn't going to let this year go by, because just the few times that I've worked outside this year, it really works. And it's not, I don't think it's what they would call a windbreaker, but when it's been cold and windy outside with the heat on, it that you can't feel the wind hitting you as hard. The only other thing I don't like about it, which is not necessarily a dislike because they actually have one. I didn't get the one with the hood, so that's why I have the hoodie, not because the jacket doesn't keep me warm, but when the wind's blowing, I like to pull the hood over my head. So that's why I had the hoodie on. It's not that the jacket, when I was wearing it without the hoodie, it was keeping me warm, but my ears get cold, so I had to put start wearing a hoodie on it. But they do make one with a hoodie, but it was so much more that I'd rather put a hoodie up under the jacket than buy it. But I would still recommend this one at least because it works good. All right, if you guys have any questions about the jacket, anything I didn't answer today, just put them down in the comments below and we'll make sure we get back to you and let you know if I know. And other than that, like this video, subscribe if you're not subscribed already. Peace.
Video's over, but I know you want more. So this is how you're going to get it. First thing you need to do is pretend you're this guy. And you're here at the birthplace of freedom. Now ring that bell like it's 1776 and let all notifications through. What? You're not subscribed yet? Well, smash this button here. After that, watch this video here, and maybe over here. See you later.